Today I'm going to work with you showing you how to make a paper rose. So here we go. You will need a nice square sheet of paper. I kind of chose this one for a nice little pattern. What you're going to do is take it and fold it in half, and then fold it in half again, and you're going to fold it one more time so that when you open it up, you're going to have 4 squares here, but obviously when you open it up all the way, you will have 8 squares across. You then need to fold it opposite the way you had it, and fold it in half again. Open it up and then bring it into the center line. So you're going to be making those 8 squares going the other way. Make sure your creases, this is kind of a little heavier paper, and you want to make sure your creases are pretty strong. And I'm trying to fold the color on the inside so that way when we make the rose, the color will be on the outside. So that's the reason we're doing this. The next step you're going to do, you kind of see a little 4 squares here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to take and fold that up into that corner. You're going to do this in all 4 corners. So you're going to have those 4 corners folded down. You're then going to fold it in half this way and crease it down. So you're going to have this kind of a shape. Shorter, your long, and then the wider down in here. You're going to take this full bottom and fold it up to this corner right here. So you're going to fold that in half. You're going to line it up on both sides. Make sure you got it. And then crease it down. And it's kind of hard sometimes because the paper is thicker, but you just want to make sure you got a nice strong crease. And then what you're going to do is open this up, turn it, fold it the other direction because you need that line crease that you had the one way, now the other way. Nice crease. Okay, uncrease it, leaving it this way, and fold it in half. And you'll see there's a bit of a little square right here, this little square edge here. What you're going to do is fold it up into a little triangle, because this will be your center of your rose. So make sure that's a good crease and bring it back down. Okay, you're going to unfold, and what you're going to be doing, see how the square is in there? What you're going to be doing is inverting that and bringing these sides up. So these crossbars here, and this is not a real hard one, but you kind of have to play with it a little bit and get it to poke back down in, and sometimes I kind of do it first like this. Once you have all these folds, it should pop right into where it needs to be, but sometimes you have to guide it a little bit. So take your edge like this and kind of guide it down. Okay, this is going to fold and pinch up to half the triangle, so it's kind of like this. And what you do is guide it and lie it down flat. So it should be like this. And then you want to fold it back the other way, just so it knows what it's supposed to be doing here. So it's laying pretty flat. And what you do is you just fold this down, and there's that little square, just like this. And you kind of keep this held up, and you just lift up the back side and re-guide this down. So this now is what you have. You have your square, and you have these 4 kind of spokes off of it. turning it over, you're going to be having these sides, and you're going to kind of lift this up and bring this back out. So you're kind of making an inverted box. So it would be just like this. You're going to do this on all four sides, and sometimes you have to recrease it. I'm going to turn that again, kind of lift this up, and just reach under and help guide it. So you have these triangles to follow. That's how big you're going to make this inversion. So that's two of them. We're going to do this in all four corners. And then make sure these creases are nice and strong. Turn it over. Make sure that you have these nice four edges kind of spinning off your center of your square. Turn it over. And what you're going to do now is a little bit more intricate. So these are the flap outs. So what you're going to be doing is a diagonal line right here. You're going to need a crease. And so what I like to do is kind of bend it this way so I know where the crease is, but I've got to make it go the other way. So I'm going to run it right up to that corner, and then you also have to run it this way to that other edge. So it's going to indent. So if you work with it a little bit, it'll be just fine. So make sure it's a nice strong crease. And then what you're going to do once you have this inversion crease in there, you're going to bring this up just flat like that. So it'll be like that, and then this bottom edge here has to come up to that flat edge fold there. You're going to do this in all four corners. So right now it's kind of twisting up, just like that. So what you will do is be holding these two folded areas down, and you're going to bring that crease up that you pre-did, and then you're going to overlap this. So you kind of push that up, and it's going to overlap like this, and then tuck it down in. What I like to do is grab a little piece of tape and help hold that down a little bit. All right, this will be my holding area. This is my fold that I did earlier. Here's that little extra crease we got in there. So this then has to fold on top. So you kind of have that rectangular figure there. And tuck it over. Grab a piece of tape. You're going to do this in all four corners. So what you need to do now is turn it over and kind of bring it around. And this guy came apart. There we go. All right, what you're going to do is kind of, here's where we tucked it in and folded it under. Kind of from here to here, you're just going to kind of give it a bit of a fold, crease down. And then here again, cross over, fold it down. We're kind of bringing it down so we can put these together. Like that. And just for our purposes today, we're going to kind of get a little bit of tape here and help hold that together like that. So that would be from the top view. Before we work it a little bit, pulling it out, these little flaps that we had folded over before, to give your rose a little more depth. You're going to, you know, how the leaves, petals kind of curl out. So we'll do that. Curl them out a little bit to give a little more dimension. Here's another one. That would be from the top. And then you just carefully try to puff it out a little bit more. Got to work with it some because you do have the heavier paper. And there you go. There's your paper rose. Hope you have a good time and just keep your patience going.